Welcome everyone to the House of Dre's YouTube channel. I'm Dre himself. I'm always the host of this in my podcast, the House of Dre podcast. Today, similar to what I just did with Dragon Ball Z, we're looking at Naruto's plot holes. Now, granted, a lot of the stuff I'm gonna say might be headcanon, meaning I'm filling in the blanks to what I personally think. But if it's a good plot hole, then it's a good plot hole. But I'm using CBR. CBR, I ain't gonna lie, I don't really like CBR that well. But let's see what they trying to cook or not cook. Hit like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right. They got to update it. This came out January 1st of 2023. Updated in 2025 said there's no denying Naruto has one of the most incredible universes in all of anime. However, even this beloved shonen classic has its weak points in the story, including many unresolved plot holes that confuse fans to this day. This list has been updated to include several more plot holes and flaws that just don't sit well with most viewers. Oh Lord. Sakura's development stopped for no reason. Basically, what they're saying is that she just didn't develop anymore after during the Shippuden part, and she had wasted potential. If you are a Naruto fan, which I assume you are while watching this video, we all know what she was in part one. She wasn't on anything. She was an intelligent female character in the Naruto universe that excels in everything. She was good at everything, except she never showcased anything besides being immune to normal genjutsu. That was it. They said she was a good. She know how to use ninjutsu. They didn't say anything about her taijutsu being bad or anything like that. She know how to make perfect clones. She could do all this stuff, but for some reason that was never showcased at all. The only time she actually showcased it in part one was her fight against Ino, which I thought was just a good old fashioned hand to hand combat that I actually enjoyed and put that as my top 20 Naruto fights, without including Shippuden, of course. And Shippuden, she went from this girl that didn't do anything to a girl who ended up getting training from the legendary Sani herself, Lady Tsunade, where she went from a girl who really didn't have anything going for her to a girl who became one of the best medical ninjas in the entire Naruto universe. She activated the 100 healing marks and got it on her forehead. Her strength was become her no longer her weakness is her strength. She became excellent in fighting. Basically, she became what Tsunade was, but at a very younger age and quicker than Tsunade did. I don't know what other development that they need. She's like, I don't watch Boruto. I have not watched Boruto, but I'm assuming she's like the number one medical ninja in the whole world, minus Tsunade, who's probably still running around. I'm assuming. What other development does she need? She got the man that she wanted to marry in Sasuke. She got a kid from him. What else is there? I'm literally confused. What other development they're looking for in Sasuke in Sakura? Quite honestly, I don't know. I don't know what else they need. So that's my personal opinion. Next up, Donzel could have easily attacked the Hidden Leaf earlier. Let's say Danzo starts for power and control the Hidden Leaf, then comes to play into Naruto Shippuden. However, he's been plotting and waiting to make his move for quite a long time. While it made sense that he went on the assault during Konora's time of weakness, Danzo had another opportunity to do it much sooner. Had Danzo attempted to take control of the village after Orochimaru's attack and the death of the third Hokage, he might have actually been successful. Considering Danzo was aware of this event, it made no sense that he didn't at least try to take advantage of it. During this time frame, Danzo wasn't the character that was brought into the Naruto universe until Shippuden. So it's one of those characters that I would assume Kishimoto just didn't feel like needed to be added at this point in time. It's very similar to how in part one, a lot of the hand signals were a lot of slower, and then in Shippuden, he increased the hand signals to showcase that now we're getting advanced. It's been so many years. Danzo didn't want to just take over the Hidden Leaf Village. She wanted to make sure the Hidden Leaf Village was at least, I don't know, quite honestly, I don't know. I don't think I think when Horizon was alive, he couldn't fight him for that position. He couldn't fight him, he couldn't kill him, he couldn't do anything. I think also maybe that's somebody he was aware of it. He was aware of it doesn't mean he was actively going for that position. You gotta also remember during that time frame, Itachi was still alive. So the deal with Itachi was still going. Sasuke hadn't turned his back on the Hidden Leaf Village yet either. There was a lot of other stuff that happened before he decided he needed to go ahead and take control of the Hidden Leaf. At this time period, he could have taken over the Hidden Leaf, but what's there to gain? It's nothing like the village wasn't on anything at this point in time. It was just at the very beginning. Later on, whenever he decided to take over, that's when the Pain Assault happened. The Pain Assault happened did more damage than Orochimaru's. Orochimaru's attack and stuff on the Hidden Leaf could be looked at as normal village versus village. The sand and sound joined together to try to take over the Hidden Leaf Village. That's pretty much what that was. There was no point of him needing to. Plus, it didn't do as much damage as people thinking it did compared to when Pain came through and attacked it. Pain eliminated majority of the village. Majority of the village was leveled. Majority of that was leveled. And Tsunade was out of commission. Now it seemed like a perfect opportunity to go ahead and try to become the Hokage of the Hidden Leaf Village. And Sasuke's a problem and all this stuff. He has to wait to get dirt on somebody. He can't just he could just I assume he couldn't just assume the power like he wanted until later on when more stuff happens. It's kind of one of those build-ups to where he's building up all this information to try to take over the Leaf Den. And even then, once he got, we saw what happened when he got the power. Sasuke's road ninja killed him ASAP. Try to put all the Kages in the Genjutsu to get to what he wanted to get. All the stuff happened so quickly under his reign. So clearly he was not in the right. Even then, he wasn't even in the right mindset of doing it. So that's my personal opinion. 13. The Akatsuki served little purpose and their role was never fully explained. Their role was to capture all the tail beasts. Obito, in my personal opinion, Obito couldn't just couldn't attack all the villages on his own and be really successful and then sell them all in the ghetto statue. Remember, they had to use the 7 Phantom Dragons or the 9 Phantom Dragons to seal them all in the ghetto statue. He needed other people to do that. He needed the Akatsuki to do that. Zetsu needed the Akatsuki. He needed to use other additional people to make sure their plan worked out as quickly as possible and as fast as possible. I think Obito on his own wouldn't be able to accomplish that. I don't think he would have been able to accomplish that. There are key moments throughout the whole show to showcase that maybe Obito couldn't just hang with everybody. Potentially. The first, you have Gara of the Sand. I don't know if Obito's been watching everybody develop or not, but Gara of the Sand, I don't think Gara. Obito. I think he could beat Gara, but I don't know. I can't really confirm that outside of the way he moved. The Two Tails, which she was beasting. All the tail beasts did something, so it's not like he could. His abilities itself wouldn't be enough to handle every single out of the 9 tail beasts. He couldn't handle every single one by himself. You know what I'm saying? It's better if you have someone in their sword that can absorb chakra, someone that can put somebody under their genjutsu and use him Amaterasu. Someone like Orochimaru who killed the 4th Mizukage and was able to take over their body. You know what I'm saying? Like other stuff like that had to happen for his stuff to actually reach the limit. So the Katsu did serve a purpose. They serve a purpose that Obito just couldn't do it on his own, in my personal opinion. And not only that, but you got to remember, Obito took that Rasengan to Minato, and he could have potentially, outside of helping Itachi kill off all the Uchihas, he really didn't seem like he was in action as much. So it seemed like he had to recover. He had to recover. He still had to make sure his plan still comes out, everything like that. Also, on the top of that, he had Zetsu telling him, "Yeah, you need to just chill out. Let's make this group. This group can help us do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You don't have to do it by yourself. All that stuff." So they say their purpose. Not only that, but all individuals had their own storyline of what they wanted to do. Because Kakazu wanted to he's a bounty hunter, so he was collecting bounty on people. He wanted money. Hey, Don went with him, and because he's dating an immortal duel, and he was able to sacrifice people to Lord Jashin. You know what I'm saying? Orochimaru learned some intels from the Akatsuki, had a close relationship to Sasori, but also was trying to get Itachi's Sharingan eyes, which when he tried to go for it, he realized Itachi was way too powerful for him. So now he reverted to Sasuke. I mean, there's a lot of plans that everybody had. You know what I'm saying? There's different plans that everybody had. That's my personal opinion. I don't know about y'all. That's my personal opinion. This one right here. Neji's death could have been avoided. It could have easily been avoided. Similar to Rock Lee, which I'd assume might be on this list. His character arc and stuff was finished in part one. I don't know why people just assuming that we need to see him do other stuff and whatever. His arc was done. He had his fight with Naruto. He lost the fight to Naruto. He went to war against the Sound Ford Ninja with the spider thing. He was able to beat him. What else does Neji need to do? I mean, quite honestly, Neji was done as a character. There was nothing else for the Hyuga clan to do after this. I mean, they needed a push in the war arc, and that's the push they think. They're probably like, oh, it could have been anybody else. And if it replaced Neji with Tintin, does that get the exact same results that we're looking for? No. They needed somebody that resented Naruto, that in the beginning resented Naruto, then accepted Naruto, and realized that also realized that the way his thinking wasn't correct, and Naruto was going to fix the Hyuga clan, and Neji probably want to see that happen. And Neji's death also brought to the face Naruto. This is a war, and people are dying. We need to do something about this ASAP. In my personal opinion, Neji's death was just whatever, just another casualty. My personal opinion. The Eyes move plan was flawed from the start. It's Zetsu's plan. And here I know, let me see. And here they said when Obito is all Obito didn't have this wasn't Obito's plan. Obito's plan was to make a peaceful world. And what he was told from his master, Madara Uchiha, that Project Tsukunomi will fix that. So it wasn't Obito's plan, it was Madara's plan. It wasn't even Madara's plan, it was Black Zetsu's plan. Black Zetsu's been around since Kaguya's time. That was their plan from the start, was to do that. The plans sound perfect in my personal opinion. It's just all the extra stuff that came with it, the fine tree and all that stuff. All that extra stuff was just extra stuff. But in the beginning, it sounded perfect. A world where there's no more wars and everybody can live out their fantasy dreams. I mean, no Phyllis did their arc, but come on now, it wasn't that flawed from the start. You know what I'm saying? Plus, Obito didn't know nothing about that extra stuff. Come on now, he ain't. Madara only gave him the little bit. He didn't tell him the full thing. I mean, come on now, what are we doing? He was being used. Naruto failed the graduation exams 3 times. Let's see about that. It's shown in flashback Naruto went to school with the same people his whole life. Later, he admitted that he had failed the graduation exams 3 times. The anime never explained how Naruto was allowed to take the test before the rest of his class. If we were allowed to take, if they were allowed to take the test early, surely Sasuke or Neji would have graduated ahead of their classmate. Yet they were both put on a 3-man team with people who were in their age group. Sasuke was slightly older than Naruto, so Naruto wouldn't have been held back like Homeboy he did in Boruto. Maybe that's one of those things that Lord Third allowed to happen. You know, he's responsible for Naruto. So if Naruto wants to take the graduation exam, let him take the graduation exam. I think he probably knew that he wasn't going to pass because of chakra control, because of the Nine Tails and stuff like that. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe the idea was to allow him to continue to fail, so he would never become a ninja. That way, he never leaves the village. That way, the Nine Tail Fox stays in the village and not go out on missions. Maybe the people, maybe I don't know if it's the exact. I don't know if Eruka was their teacher since the beginning, since they started taking the classes or whatever. Maybe they were instructed to tell Naruto to fail him every single time. I don't know. That is a good plot hole. I just feel like the idea was to keep the nine-tailed fox in the village because later on, you remember in missions and stuff, that was one of the things they said. Make sure, what are you just sure it's okay to let the nine tails out of the village? That was their whole thing. There was a lot of times throughout the show in the anime where they say, "Are we sure we should let him out? Because he's the nine-tailed fox. People are looking for him and stuff." They're like, "Yeah, we gotta let him out. We can't just keep him here." That's what I'm thinking. They just didn't want him to give up. If he give up and became a truck driver or something or a mailbox user, that's better than letting him in. Lee passed the graduation exam. Before Naruto could graduate from the camp, he had to successfully create a clone. Naruto himself failed to graduate when he wasn't able to make one. Initially, he was going to be held back. Rock Lee was an outstanding ninja, but he wasn't very good with ninjutsu. With his taijutsu skills was great. That alone wouldn't have given him the ability to pass the test. Somehow, Lee was allowed to graduate and join the Shinobi team. Lee should have been held back like Naruto. Who says their class was older? Sasuke, Neji, Rock Lee, and Tenten, if I'm not mistaken, are at least a year older than Naruto, right? We assume they all took the exact same graduation exam. Is what we're assuming here. That's what we're assuming. I think there was an episode, maybe it was a filler, that they said that his taijutsu itself was so much better. I mean, was so much out of this world that they let him pass. That could have been a thing. Considering they didn't know who Neji and Rock Lee were, Neji, Rock Lee, or Tenten, considering they didn't know who those people were, I'm assuming there was a different graduation exam for them. That's what I'm assuming. Remember, they all in the Hell Leaf together. They didn't meet Neji and them or the Hyuga clan until the Chunin exams. However, Hinata was in his class. Shikamaru and them, they was all in that class. Neji, Rock Lee, and Tenten wasn't in that class. They are a year older. So we can't assume the graduation exam is the exact same for every year. Every year is something different. Remember now that he brought up Baruto, fast forward to Baruto. Well, in the last one they brought up Baruto. Fast forward into the Baruto, their graduation exam was something totally different. I would assume every year the graduation exam is something different. It can't be the exact same thing because then you will have the cheaters cheating their way to the graduation exam and winning. So we can't just assume the same thing that Naruto and them had to do was make a successful clone or whatever. We had to assume there was something different that Rock Lee was able to pass. I can't just head canon, but that's what I'm leaning to that though. I'm leaning to that. Sakura continued to love Sasuke. Sakura loved Sasuke no matter what he did, even after he left her behind in the village. Without looking back, she left him even though she had gone a long period of time without seeing him. Sakura continued to love him even after he attempted to kill her. Naruto never gave viewers a good reason why Sakura continued to love Sasuke. She seemed to only love him for his looks, yet her feelings for him continued on no matter what he did or how he treated her. Good plot hole. This is a good plot hole. This is a really good plot hole. It is. This is a very good plot hole. I personally, let me see if I can counter this. Let me see. I gotta think about this. She liked him because of his looks, correct? All that changed when she cut her hair. Remember, rumors had it. People had this rumors that Sasuke liked the girls with long hair. So Ino and Sakura and all the other girls kept their hair long. When she got into that little fighting with the sound ninjas during the tuning exams, remember she had to cut her hair to let homegirl get off her hair, even though she felt like that could ruin her chances with Sasuke. But with Sasuke and Naruto being inactive at that point in time, she had to do something to keep their body to save them. So she ended up cutting her hair. When Sasuke woke up, remember the first thing he said was, "Sakura, who did this to you?" So right there could have created something. is way faster than anything else they've done at that point in time period. That created some sort of relationship. That already created something that she can hold on to. And the more, and this is off screens and insert fillers and stuff. There's other stuff that we didn't see throughout the series to where she continued their relationship because they had to do missions and stuff, low rank missions that we didn't see all the low rank missions. And if you were skipping if you were skipping fillers like I was doing at times, there was missions that were just nonsense that they both work together on. Even before that, Sakura climbing a tree, and you know she had to learn, and she was doing natural stuff, and Sasuke couldn't do it. That played a factor. We don't know what else they was doing. Now leaving the village behind and stuff because he went to go do his own mission, he couldn't stay behind, even though he tried to kill her and stuff. That was Sasuke severing ties. It's the same thing to why Naruto was so hell bent on bringing him back to the village. It's a we created this trio and we know together we're strong as a unit, but Sasuke is acting like a fool and want to leave. This head canon. I think Naruto and Sakura got much love for Sasuke. Same thing, he had love with them, but he needed to cut those ties because he felt like he needs to cut ties with his old lifestyle to live the lifestyle he wants to live now. He never could. He can never could take both of them down, so he was pretty much forced back because of them. Potentially. Once again, headcanon. Headcanon. Obito never went blind despite the Sharingan uses. Hashirama Cells. I only need to read this. Hashirama Cells. Hashirama Cells has been the main target for the Naruto universe throughout the whole thing. His cells are so legendary that Orochimaru was trying to recreate them. His cells were that top dog. Everybody else did go blind. Having a Hashirama cells that had self-regenerating power, something that Tsunade couldn't even respond, or couldn't even do, even despite her being his granddaughter. It's clear the Hashirama cells was top of the food chain. Even Madara said, "Oh yeah, you can heal just like Hashirama." However, Hashirama never had to wear you signs; he just self-healed. If you able to take a little bit of his cells and add it to your body, you're good to go. That's why he never went blind. He had Hashirama cells planted into him. He's good to go for years. Yeah, it just that's what that is. That's exactly what that is. I don't know why. Let's just right there. Obito should have died but didn't. The first and shared in their death, Obito managed to survive a Buju extraction and fight with Minato without explanation. Somehow overcame fatal. Once again, are y'all not watching the series? I know the series is a lot. It's 500. It's what 500 episodes. It's been explained. Right as everything was falling, when he got crushed, when half his body got crushed, near death, as you can tell right there, Zepsu was able, who travels through the ground, was able to grab his body and pull him. Once he was pulled down, Madara bandaged him up, and he survived with Hashirama cells that came from Zepsu. Created that whole body to allow Obito to recover. Once again, yes, getting the Biju extraction from him. Right? With that said, Zepsu took over his body. He even said, "I'm using this body." This is the same thing that happened. The same thing happened when he was a kid. Zepsu had complete control over his entire body and let Obito do whatever he wanted to at certain point in times once he got healed. The same thing that happened. Near death, Zepsu can jump in the body before he died, and he can control the body himself. And Obito could have just died at any point. He could still have control over the entire body. That's the reason why Zetsu never left out the body because he knew if he left the body, then they would just take that Rinnegan and kill him. So he's like, nah, I'll just use the body for now. Eventually, Obito would overcome Black Zepsu and take over his body again and take pretty much the chakra from um, Zepsu. Now, his fight with Minato, he got hit with the Rasengan. The Rasengan doesn't kill. The Rasengan knocks out people more than anything. The Rasengan never killed anybody. He gave like Kabuto survived Naruto's Rasengan. People survived Jiraiya's Rasengan. The Rasengan doesn't kill nobody. He didn't. It's just a stronger jutsu to make him pretty much unmovable. It doesn't kill. It's not the Kame Kameha. It doesn't kill. That's why they was like, Naruto, you need to create your own unique ninjutsu, aka Rasen Shuriken, that destroyed the cells inside the body. The Rasengan doesn't kill. It's just a strong ability to use. That's all that is. That's all that is. There's nothing else. Nobody figured out who Naruto really was. What do you mean by that? After Naruto met his parents, he learned that he had his mother's face and his father's hair. People who knew his parents should have easily been able to guess his true parents. Naruto lived in a village full of ninjas, some of them collecting information from other villages. Yet nobody seemed to notice that Naruto had Kushina's face or sub name. No one ever questioned how Naruto showed up moments after Kushina and Minato suddenly seemingly died. The truth of Naruto's heritage should have spread around the village like wildfire. Definitely not. It was Lord Thur's rules. Like I said, that's how I know. That's how you know people don't pay attention. Lord Fourth is dead and his kid is born. Why would I tell the village about his kid? The same kid that also now has the nine cells in him. That's not happening. He put out a rule: only certain ninjas would know who he was. Kakashi, Jiraiya, Lord Third, Tsunade probably. No, Tsunade wasn't even around. No, this can't be Tsunade. She wasn't even around. So he pretty much made it a rule never to tell him who his parents was, because that doesn't do any good. It's not gonna do any good. He's an Uzumaki, a clan that no longer is alive, and he's the last dying breed of the Uzumaki clan before the Uzumaki got wiped out. He's not. He can't. I mean, he can use Lord Fourth last name, but then everybody would know. Oh, that's Lord Fourth's son. Not only that, you got to remember people who were alive or wasn't alive anymore. They probably don't remember. They probably don't even know. They probably didn't know Minato's life like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we know. We know. Lord Third's son is Asuma, right? Who's Asuma's mom? Who is she? That's the plot hole. Who is she? And then Kabahamuru is Lord Stir's grandson. Okay, who was his parents? How important were they to the clan? You know what I'm saying? Those are the questions you really need to be asking. This ain't nothing. This is nothing. That's nothing. That's nothing. That's probably a rule he broke down that no one can tell him about anything. And Jiraiya left the village after a while, and he went on his little ventures, and all the other stuff started happening around. Only people that was around that was still known, they wouldn't tell him. Why would they tell him? What's the point? What's the point of telling him? That's something they not gonna just spread out. That's just dumb. Come on now. Most likely a rule though. Third Hokage's rule. Hinata's with Hinata's fight with pain needless risked her life. Yes, yes, yes. When Pain attacked the village, he was searching for Naruto. Naruto didn't allow his village to face a threat alone. Went back to help. He didn't have a lot of luck when he was forced to fight Pain. Luckily, Hinata came to his aid. Hinata was treated like a princess within her clan, even though she had lost her position as the whatever. The clan still took care of her. Before Hinata entered the battle, she was seen with other members of the Hyuga clan protecting Hinata. Should have been a great priority for the rest of the Hyuga. Yes, yes. At the same time, Pain literally just one shot at the whole village. Almighty push. He took all that out. No one was trying to help Naruto, and no one can move a muscle because no one can do anything against Pain. She stepped in front of Pain to try to do something because she's been in love with Naruto for Seems like forever. She liked the way he does certain things. Her doing that allowed him to rage and allowed him to finally beat pain. But it took so, but it had to be a build-up. He couldn't just do it by himself. The other Hugo members, what they're gonna do against Pain? Yes, they would. They try to stop her, but basically everyone was told not to join the fight because they were useless. Is what that was. So her getting away, pretty much, she threw her life away, saying, "Naruto, we can't do this without you. If you die, we all die." Type deal. That's why she did it. She did it because she felt like since she's not what they wanted anyway, they might as well just let her die. She might as well just die right here, and it would have been fine long term wise. She's not what they wanted anyway, so that's what that was. My personal, that's what that was. Three, Itachi didn't kill Danzo when he had every reason to. And Itachi was incredibly cornered about the well-being of his village and clan. When he was torn between the two, he chose to protect Konohama. Itachi was well aware of an internal threat, but he didn't do anything about it. Danzo had killed Itachi's best friend, additionally proved to be an ongoing threat to the safety of teacher of Itachi's beloved younger brother. Itachi should have dealt with Danzo and the threat he posed. No. No. When yeah, I hate sometimes I hate explaining stuff. When Danzo killed Susui, Susui was already was part of the Anbu. Itachi was not Anbu yet. Itachi was not Anbu. Itachi was not Anbu. He didn't. I don't think he knew Danzo was the reason. Same thing that he thought Obito was Madara Uchiha. This is the exact same thing. He probably thought that's who it was, when in reality he didn't know. When Itachi, when Susui was planning on using his Genjutsu to change the Uchiha's thought process. But then Danzo changed his idea, changed that thought process. He wanted to take out. He wanted Susui's eye, which makes sense. He wanted both of his eyes, which makes sense. You can't forget Itachi pulled up on Susui when Susui was getting ready to die anyway. He had one eye left, and Itachi looked surprised, so he doesn't even know who got the jump on him. He don't even know who did it, pretty much. Now, it could be under the order of Horizon not to touch Danzo, because he would deal with Danzo personally if Danzo gets out of hand. So Itachi was still, aka what the Hokage says, goes. If Horizon said, "Nah, if he want to act up, he can act up, and we can get scrapping. He ain't gonna do nothing to me though. He ain't gonna act up though." So Russian could have, and then Itachi had to leave anyway to do the whole intel on the Akatsuki and all that good drama too. So there was no. Arisen probably told him, "No, I got him. Don't worry, I got him personally." That's what that was. I got him personally. If not, whatever. But I got him personally, and I got your brother too. That's what that was. My personal opinion. What is this? Arisen didn't take care of Naruto like he promised. What do they think taking care of? I know the Naruto was more strong than high rank for range as the trick. Katana was important to the village defense. Despite all these things, Naruto was treated like an outcast in the village, and Risen appeared to do bare minimum when it came to making sure Naruto had the best basic needs, and Risen went and keep responding to the fort. No, you got a village to run. Same thing with his grandson and his son, both of them. He didn't take care of them. He probably can't take care of kids. That's what this is. The Hokage telling the Hokage to take care of kids. He probably never done it before. I don't know. That's it's not a plot hole. It's just he just didn't do it. That's what that is. Simple. He just didn't do it to not at all. Not at all. It's one of his many failures in life. He didn't take care of Orochimaru like he should have. He should have took out Orochimaru, and Orochimaru was the biggest threat to the village, and he didn't do what he needed to do. He had Orochimaru's right there in his secret lab, and didn't kill him like he should have. Even later on in their death battle, He still didn't kill Orochimaru. He just took his arms from using Jitsu. So he just didn't do it. That's all that is. That's not a plot hole. He just did not do it. I don't know what plot hole y'all was thinking that was. He just didn't do it. That's I don't know what else to tell y'all. That's one of his biggest faults right there. Naruto and Sasuke defeated Otsutsuki. When Boruto defeated Momoshiki, he received power of the Otsutsuki. Momoshiki told Boruto's clan always passed their power on to those who defeated them. However, the mark placed on Boruto's hand felt more like a curse than an asset. When Naruto and Sasuke fought against Kagura, they were facing their toughest battle of their careers. Despite the odds against them, they always managed to defeat her. As a reward, they should have received her power. No, we're ending off on that. Horrible ending. Now, they didn't defeat her. They sealed her. They didn't defeat her. They just sealed her. They can't defeat her. They can't beat her. She's unbeatable. That's why they sealed her. She's the moon. They sealed her away. That's it. Everybody else they was able to beat. They was able to beat Momoshiki. They beat him. They was able to beat him down and whatever. He got the power then. Momoshiki's dead, if I'm not mistaken, or his essence is part of Naruto. Whatever's going on. Kage was not dead. She's sealed again. She's not dead. They didn't have a way to kill her. I don't know. These plot holes are bad, dude. Plot holes. Dude. Some of these plot holes. Sometimes you just gotta watch the show and come up with decisions on your own. Sometimes that's what you gotta do. They didn't kill her. She can't be. She couldn't. They could not kill her. They sealed her away. That's all they did. That's why they were so. That's why they had the symbols. And once they were sealed, those symbols went back to Hagarama, so he can go back to the afterlife. She's sealed. She's the moon, if I'm not mistaken. She's somewhere, but she's sealed. She's not dead. She just sealed away. Similar how whenever Orochimaru supposedly is dead, his curse mark still has him, and that's why he came back alive because his curse, because he can still see everything. She's not dead. She's sealed away. Black Zetsu sealed away too. They're both sealed away together. That's it. That's Naruto plot holes. What are y'all thinking down in the comment section? Let me know about these plot holes. Are they correct? Did you come up with better answers? Or am I just spitballing? I might be just spitballing. You never know. Hit like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the Dragon Ball Z's, Dragon Ball's plot holes, and let me know about that too. Catch you guys on the next video.